This might sound like a strange place to start, but you need to know this first, or the rest won't make any sense. Ever since I got my license at 17, I've felt most alive on empty roads after midnight. My dad used to take me out to watch the stars, saying the darkness taught you more about yourself than any classroom ever could. By the time I turned 22, night drives had become my refuge. I was working graveyard shifts at a gas station in rural New Mexico, and I liked to decompress afterward behind the wheel of my old sedan. That night, just past 1 a.m., I slid into the driver's seat, cranked the heater, and punched in a mile-long stretch of highway I'd driven dozens of times before. My playlist was on shuffle. Classic rock, soft ballads, nothing too heavy. The road ahead was pitch black, save for my headlights slicing through the desert gloom. About 15 minutes in, I spotted a flicker in my rearview mirror. At first, I thought it was another car's headlights, but there was nothing behind me. My pulse ticked up when I heard a soft tapping from the back seat. I told myself it was the road vibrations or maybe a fallen thermos, so I glanced down, saw nothing, and shrugged it off. I rolled up the window and turned the radio louder to drown out the sound. The tapping stopped for a moment, then came back harder, like fingernails raking leather. My heart hammered against my ribs. I slowed to 50, scanning both rear and side mirrors, but the back seat stayed empty. My breath came fast, and I realized I should have never driven this late alone. Suddenly, a whisper curled through the cab. "Stop." It was female, soft, distant. I froze, hands locked on the wheel. The voice repeated, closer and more urgent. My eyes slammed shut as I reminded myself there was no one else on this stretch of road. The thought offered little comfort. I braked hard. The tires squealed and threw up gravel. My headlights picked up movement by the passenger window. I unlocked my doors frantically, jabbed at the phone. No service. Then the passenger window slid down on its own, and a rush of cold desert air rushed in. She was pale, dressed in an old-fashioned white dress that trailed to the seat. Her eyes were black hollows that seemed to swallow the light. She didn't blink or move a muscle except her lips, which formed two words. "Help me." That single phrase shattered my courage. I spun the wheel into a U-turn, tires screaming like banshees. I floored the gas. I drove until the road let me off at a lonely roadside diner, glowing under a flickering neon sign. I burst inside, heart pounding so loud I was sure everyone heard. The waitress eyed me like I'd grown horns overnight when I ordered coffee. I told her my car had stalled, and I was waiting on a tow that never came. She nodded, took pity, and left me clutching a mug. An hour passed. No sign of her or the tapping. My phone still showed searching. I finally dared to walk back to my car. The headlights were off and the driver's door was open. A small white envelope lay on the seat. I picked it up with trembling fingers and saw my name scrawled in thin, hurried script. Inside was a Polaroid. I stared at it until my vision blurred. It was me asleep at the wheel, eyes closed, head slumped, moments before I'd hit the brakes. My stomach lurched. I dropped the photo and stumbled back inside. The waitress was waiting, face pale. She whispered, "You should have come back." I fled into the night. I don't know how I made it home. At dawn, I called my dad and told him everything. He listened quietly, then drove up in his old pickup. He handed me a different set of keys. My sedan, same make and model, but with new plates. He said nothing more and drove away. I locked that car in my garage and haven't driven after dark since. But sometimes when I'm lying in bed at 3 a.m., I think I hear a soft tapping at my bedroom door. I never answer. Because what if some truths were never meant to be uncovered? Because knowing them changes you in ways you can't undo.